Hey there, cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to another fabulous show here on Crafters TV. It is Saturday night. It's time for the Craft House, where we welcome some of our favourite partner brands into the studio here at Crafters TV, which is fantastic. I'm going to run you through in just a second everything got on the show. Jan, you're back with me. How are you? You poised and ready?
I'm good, yes. I've had a little bit of a rest. I've had some food, I've had a drink, and we're all good to start playing again now. So I love this show. Absolutely love it.
Amazing. Right, I've got to sell these out first. We've got to tell you, we did say it was going to happen. It has gone. These spring art boards, they have sold out. If they're in your basket, time to take them out, I'm afraid. We did say it was going to happen. First sellout as well. I'm not sure if Carol's got a bell with her. I don't think she, no, she hasn't. We're going to have to buy her a bell and send it down, I think. We'll be meeting Carol from the Dreamees very, very shortly. I'm going to run you through what we have left. So let's start down here with the hanging MDF, that you've got. This is amazing. Everything you need in here to make one. It's the Our Family Hanging MDF kit. Half the stock of this has already gone. Beautiful hearts on the bottom of there. It really is something quite stunning. Of course, decorate this in anything that you like. Use all the papers that you've got in your stash. $8.99 or $13.49. Thing is about this show, lots of you are multi-ordering, as you have been all the way through the day today. So I think we are going to lose things very quickly. I don't know if you can tap dance, Jan, but we might be. I wonder if Carol can tap dance. I'll ask her soon. I don't know what we're going to do. Do some sort of craft variety performance by the end of the show at this rate. Let's move on. You need to get off the fence and grab a hold of this because it's going very, very fast. Half the stock here of the In the Fence has gone. You've got that cute little bunny rabbit on there as well. Hoppy Easter, as you can see. Loads of different items in the show to allow you to decorate these products too, which is fantastic. $9.99 or $14.99 there on that one. Now, this one, you guys have been absolutely loving this. 60% of this one has already sold out and gone. It is gorgeous. Jan is starting to get worried on what we actually have left at the moment.
I'm just going to
not a clue, Jan.
Be colouring, I think, with the acrylic pens at this rate.
$7.99 or $11.99 if you want to get your hands on that one. Look at this, the Wheelbarrow. Absolutely love this. If you love your foam flowers, you are going to love using them for this. This is incredible. It's a 3D Wheelbarrow MDF kit for you, $9.99. Really nice big size, this one. It's got the sisal on the inside of it, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Apparently that's not what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. If you want to go for that, $9.99 or $14.99. What's it called, Jan? Sisal?
Sisal.
I don't think sisal sounds so much...
Sisal. It would have two S's if it was sisal.
Oh, well.
Yes, that's my teacher coming out now.
If you want to go for that, busy there as well. 60% of the Wheelbarrow gone. Love this. Isn't this cool? This is the tricycle.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Really beautiful. The tricycle, half the stock gone. Jake was pedalling around on this apparently earlier. $10.99 or $15.99. Again, really large, substantial pieces, which is what we expect from the Dreamees. Brilliant prices. And you also get as well full instructions within there, which is absolutely brilliant. Make sure you are quick for everything we have on the show. Rosalind saying, sisal and mixed moss and sisal. Let's show you that because half the stock of the sisal and mixed moss has gone. Sisal, it's mixed moss and sisal. We'll ask Carol what it's called.
Sisal rhymes with thistle.
Anyway, sisal. Anyway, $8.99, $13.49 if you want to get your hands. It's a half gone anyway, so you better be quick, whatever it is. Carol is standing by. Carol, how are you?
Hello, Joe. I'm fine, thank you. Are you?
I'm good. Don't you think Sisal is a nice name for it?
I always call it Sisal.
Oh, there we go. Boom. Oh, bomber out. Thank you very much. Yes, Carol. I knew I loved you, Carol, for a reason.
Oh, dear.
Thank you very much. I'm Jan. I'm sorry.
Jan.
Yeah. They've been taking the mickey at me all day for that. How are you? Keeping warm because it is freezing up here in the northeast.
It is really cold down here as well. That's why I've got a cardigan on and my jumper on.
Oh.
It's really
cold. For anyone that, obviously you've been bringing shows to us here for a little while now. We have sellouts after sellouts every single time you come to us. Our customers absolutely love your products. But for anyone that is new to this show, who are the Dreamees and what are they about, Carol?
Right, the Dreamees, we started, well, I've just worked it out. almost 12 years ago now.
Wow.
So we've been in the business 12 years. It was Hayley, my daughter, and myself that started the business. Well, mostly Hayley, I was just tag along, you know. So we started off with CDs and stamps, and then gradually we've got a little bit bigger, and then we went into MDF. Hayley and myself started that in the beginning with just little shapes, and then Hayley's partner came on board, Jimmy, and he does like all the construction, you know, like the wheelbarrow and things like that. Well, he does all the MDF now, but his baby is the construction. He loves doing the construction work. So, you know, it's extended Dreamees a little bit further then, so it's all good.
Yeah, it is all good. We absolutely love having you here with us. You're always a little bit cheeky, which we love as well. But we are going to have another very, very busy show too. Right, Carol, I'll come back to you very, very shortly. If you want to get in touch, you can do so in all of the normal ways. So, Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. I'm hearing already how exceptionally busy it is over on the website. I think we are going to have multiple sellouts in this show, as we do every time the Dreamees come to us with these gorgeous new products, so please do be quick. Rosalind's in from Maryland, Teresa's in from Long Island, I see Mariah's here, Ro, Lynn, the lovely Lynn, Anne's here too. Who else? Got Mary Pat, Shelley, Mary Rhino's in as well. Can't wait to see the dynamic duo of Jan and John. A duo, give you that. Dynamic, not quite sure, Jan, are you?
No, the batteries are running a bit low now, aren't they? We're trying our best. We're trying to be dynamic.
I mean, if my battery's getting low, I'm going to have to plug myself in a moment. Lisa says, hi, Joe, Jan, Carol, and the Dreamy Catchers. Dreamees on CTV, what could be better? Val says, love Dreamees, placed my order earlier. Big hello to Carol. Loving the hair, Carol. I was going to say, new year, new do for Carol, which is fabulous. Shelley's very excited for the show. Mr. Simmons says, hi everyone, this is my first time seeing the Dreamees. I'm excited to learn about the brand. And finally, Nee says, Joe and Jan, if you sell out your featured items, maybe you can show us how to twirl the acrylic pens like a twirling baton.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Don't know about that.
Don't know about that. Not promising anything.
I don't know what that was.
Oh, dearie me.
It's got to be one of those shows. It's the final show of Fake Friday. Wheelbarrow, 65%.
We need to get demo in.
We haven't even started the demo. There are so many of you with it in your baskets at the moment. Not going to be long before we move towards a situation where there's more of you with it in baskets than we have available, because so many of you are multi-ordering. I can see why at that price, especially when it's under £8 as a platinum member. Jan, we better crack on because it's going to sell out of everything.
We are going to crack on, yes. And I think the secret, and I've said this before, I was chatting with Carol yesterday, and I've said before many times on air that I think the secret is that these items are so affordable. It's fantastic stuff. I get the privilege of having a play with it. The girls send me a box full of goodies, and then I get to open it up and have a play. But I just think when you look at those price points, I think that's the secret of their success. It is so affordable, and when you've finished popping your own slant on it, you've got a beautiful sort of piece to work with, whether it be for yourself, whether it's for a gift, however you want to display it. So we're going to start with that wheelbarrow, hopefully before it disappears. Now, I've actually got some prep done. I've got it in different stages because obviously to start at the beginning and just work our way through one, the show would have disappeared. So we've got several bits ready, and I'm just going to show you the construction. But you do get instructions in there, so it all comes in those big sheets that we're used to now. You pop it all out, and if for any reason you don't like the I know you know what I'm like, I'm a bit picky about things,
aren't you?
Yeah. But you know, like where just on here, for example, the little bits where you pop out from the rest of the MDF, I just use a little nail file and just file it back so that it's flat, and then I'm going to show you how I've covered the elements as well. But looking at this now, we've got 4 pieces that make the top of the wheelbarrow, so the shape of that wheelbarrow top, and it suggests first to get this constructed and stuck together and leave it aside to set. So what I did, I followed those instructions, and I've actually used some of the papers that we've got on the show as well. So this is the denim one, lots and lots. We'll be sharing those with you. You've got new papers as well. In a bit, Joe, yeah, but I've just taken some out of there. And the first thing I did, while it was still flat, I found it easier to do the covering while it's flat, is cover the outside area with some of that beautiful paper with the florals on there. So all 4 pieces, just as it shows here. And then I've used on the inside, I was talking about this earlier, I've just used one of my alcohol pens there, and I just used the chisel tip, and rather than using extra papers inside, but to be honest there are plenty if you want to, I've just coloured the inside of it with the blue alcohol marker, gone round the edges, anything that's going to show I've just done with that blue just to tone in with the papers. So we've got, if you have a look at the diagram here with this in mind, you can see we've got that one side, and then when you turn it round you've got the end piece there, and then it shows you the second side which mirrors that first one, and then we've got a slightly lower piece here at the front which is going to go towards the handles. So we've done that, I've covered it, coloured it, and we've left it to set. That's all good to go. And then on number 2 it talks about the base piece. So you can see here we've got that base piece with the long handles on for the wheelbarrow, and again I've just used a piece that's from the same paper pack. We've got some that are lovely florals, you've got some darker shades in there, so I've just put a piece on the bottom, and then I've just used one of my brown pens to colour the handles in on this one. All right, and essentially this piece here is actually going to sit on top. So we will use, anybody that's bought this before will know that all the little tabs fit into the grooves on here, and it just all clicks together as if you're just building. Absolutely perfect. I've never ever had a piece that doesn't fit together. All the homework's done, you've got the confidence of actually working with it and playing, putting it together, to be honest. So that one's going to sit on there. I do tend to use, when I'm sticking them together, a little bit of our wet glue. So this is our tacky glue, which comes in the larger bottles, and I just decant it into this one because it's got the fine applicator on. So when we get ready to pop this together, I usually put a little bit on the tabs here so that when this goes together we've got that extra bit of bonding with the glue in there just to keep it together.
Do you think, Jan, you could line that, put some compost in there and have a couple of little succulents or something in there?
I think as long as it is, if you put sort of
sealed it,
something to seal it, I don't see why not. Yeah,
or
that
a
would
little
look
plant
great.
in there, I'm
or
thinking.
to be honest, you can buy the little fake succulents. I can never say that word.
Succulents.
Succulents.
Sucklings, definitely something else.
Succulents then.
Yeah.
Succulents. But yeah, you can get the little fake ones, can't you? They would look great in there. Or, of course, in the paper crafting world, we've got the Sharon Callis succulents.
Yeah,
I'm going to be very careful how I say that. I could get myself into trouble there, couldn't I? Yeah, I end up calling them succulents. But yeah, you could do the fake ones if you wanted to. That's a brilliant idea, Joe. And then the last bit on here, just going to number 3 here, we've got extra pieces. So we've got the 2 long pieces here, and it's showing these on my diagram. And these are going to fit underneath here. Let me just move everything up a bit so that it's all in shot for you. So these are actually going to fit underneath here. And again, they just click into place. So when we're ready to put those in, I shall just add that little bit of glue again on the tabs and slot those into place. But it says first of all to work on the wheel element of it. So I've just left a little bit just to show you how easy it is to just add that colour. So I've gone for the brown on the wheel. And I always use the chisel tip on my pens. I haven't prepped it. This is exactly as it comes in the kit, and literally you can see how easy and how quick. Now you could do this with paint. We've got the acrylic markers on the show tonight. You could do it with the metallic markers. We've got those on the show. I'm going to use a little bit of that in a second. But just look how easy
so simple
that covers over. And with that chisel nib, it's perfect for it.
Is that the quality of the MDF? Is that why we don't have to be doing things like sealing this? Because
I presume so.
Yeah.
I'm not an authority on MDF, but I've never had any problems with it. The only time I've used some kind of primer on it is if I'm using a really bright colour and I want that colour to be nice and vivid. If you pop a little bit of white gesso on, you're going to get a truer colour when it's a really nice, maybe a bright yellow or bright red, something like that. But the darker colours, you can see that's covered perfectly. Just that one coat there.
Nice.
So you get some extra little pieces in here. We've actually got little straight piece that we've popped out, and we've got a couple of little like washers that we've popped out as well. And again, I've just coloured these with my metallic markers. So I've got the gold ones there, which we've got on the show. And I've literally just used those to add a bit of colour just to one side, because you're only going to see the outside of them. So it actually suggests here that we pop this bit through the centre. So we're actually going to pop the little rectangular piece through the middle of the wheel. And then it says to thread the 2 little washers on either side, like so. So we've got these at the ready. You can see how that's giving that sort of shape to the wheel now. And then the little square piece, or the rectangular piece that went through, is actually going to fit now. You can just see how everything's been thought through. Can you see we've got the gap there in the end of here? All right, so I just need to make sure I've got this the right way around. I'm going to go that way, like so. Okay, so I then need to pop that one onto the end. So where you've got the gap here, this is going to fit, oops, through the end here, like so. Just get it lined up, and that one's just going to sit nicely on the edge of there. And then we've got the same at the other side, so just making sure that we've got those tabs facing the same way there. And then I'm going to pop this one on this side. So you can see now we've got the beginnings of that wheel.
Fantastic.
All right. So once we've got that in place, this is then going to pop underneath the base here. All right. So you can see there, once we've got this clicked into place, just into those little gaps, we've got that working wheel on the wheelbarrow there. Yeah. So while we've got that together, I'm literally just going to slip this back out for a second, because as I say, I like to just pop a little tiny bit of glue. Now I'm not going to put any glue near the wheel because I want that to actually work, but just on these little tabs that are going to fit underneath the base there.
Caroline Adamson's asking, what glue would you use to stick the paper to the wood?
The paper to the wood, I've just gone with my collal,
okay,
for that simple reason that it doesn't ruffle the paper. Just very, very light covering. You don't need a lot. You only need a little bit of it. So I'm just making sure I've got the right side of my piece there. A little bit of that wet glue. I'm going to pop that one back on the wheel, and then I'm just going to pop those now back into that groove. Okay, and get those to stick in there while we look at the rest of it. So you can see that's underneath there. When I turn that over, we've got the base there with the wheel. You can just see that there.
Excellent.
All right, so I'm just going to leave that face up a little minute just to give that a chance for that glue to go off. Pop that to one side, and I'm going to come back to this part here. And again, as far as decoration's concerned, it depends, you know, where you want to go with this, what theme you're going for, who you're sending it to. Literally, you know, there are endless possibilities with it. I've been through my stash.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jan, but 70% of this has gone.
I feel as if I'm going to be on Beat the Clock tonight.
We're now at that point where we have almost as many of you trying to get hold of these as we have stock available. If they are in your baskets, it's definitely time to check them out, because they are going to go really fast. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go before the end of Jan's demo at the rate they're going at the moment.
Right, we will finish it off. We'll finish it. So I've just been through my drawer. I've got a little drawer that's got all my sort of silk flowers and things like that in, and I've just pulled out some bits and pieces that are going to go nicely. I've got some little blue flowers in this one. I've picked some blue paper flowers out, a couple of peachy tones. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use the large one yet. Not just literally got them all together ready. And then also in the kit you get the, I love these, you've got the little flower pots as well there. So again, I've coloured these with one of my markers first, and then I've taken the copper metallic marker and I've literally just gone over the top of them to add a bit of shimmer and a little bit of dimension to make them look as if they're not flat anymore. So again, we'll just take that bullet nib out of there. Now, I might use these, I might not. You could save these and use these on a card. You know, it is only very, very lightweight, the MDF. So if you wanted to, you could save elements to use on a card. But all I've done with these is I've run the metallic across the lip of the plant pot there. And then I've just come in from one side with that metallic marker, just to give it a little bit more dimension, as if it's catching the light on there. So again, If you find that it's not sort of shiny enough, you can always add a second coat. But the ones that are dry here, you can, oops, if I just pick this one up and can you just see there on the edge where it's just got that little bit of a shimmer?
Really gives it dimension, doesn't it?
It just looks as if the light's catching it a little bit, doesn't it? Again, so depending on how you want to use them, I've got those at the ready as well. And I've also made a little sentiment. This is just out of a stamp that I had in my stash, and it says all things grow with love, which I thought was suitable for the use on here. So we might have this on one of the sides. The pearls on there are from those boxes we've got on the show, and the amount of pearls you get in here. I love working with these.
Is this the festive or the regular, this one here?
This is the festive one.
Festive.
Yeah,
Although
and then you've
festive,
got,
I mean, they're not the sort of thing you're only going to use at Christmas, are they, Jan?
No, obviously I'm using them now.
Yeah.
They were actually brought out with
how
those,
much,
that
sorry,
lovely
how much
red
gone,
and
Johnny?
Christmas green.
60% of those
We're
has gone
going,
as
aren't
well.
we? And then
really
you've
are
got
going
the
the same way.
one that's got the red, the gold and
Look
silver,
at the shiny
the
gold
black.
ones.
Yep. And then the
70%
ivory
of
and
these
the
ones
white.
gone.
But so many in there, Joe, and you get 3 different sizes. So you've got a larger one, a medium one, small one. I dip into these now nearly every time I craft because I love my pearls. And what I really noticed about them, I don't know whether we can actually get, I'm going to get our Charlotte to come in with the camera again, because they've got like an aurora finish on them. So even though we've got coloured beads in there, can you just see how they're catching the light? And you've got that sort of iridescent coating on them. They really are stunning. And again, for me, who loves pearls, having them in all different colours is brilliant.
Amazing value considering you're getting what?
Yeah.
Nearly 5,000 of them in there. 5 colours, 3 sizes, $19.99. They're going quickly. I'm going to stop saying it, Jan, because everything's going quickly.
Everything's going quickly. It's always the same, isn't it? I've just added a few. You know, I've taken 4 out of that box there. They're going to last forever, aren't they? Just to embellish the sentiment there. So I've got all these bits and pieces at the ready, and we're going to have a go at popping all this together now. So I'm going to bring this one back. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the tabs here. And we're going to put that base on the top now. So I'm going to pop the slanted part towards the wheel, and then the flat part on here is going to come towards the back. So literally it's just going to clip over the top there, and just with that little bit of glue in there, it's giving us a little bit more sort of stability when it's all stuck together. And then the final piece of the puzzle there, if I just flip it over carefully again to work on this side, the last piece that we've popped out is the little stand, which is going to give it the feet to stand up, and that one's just going to slot in here. So again, I'm just going to pop a little tiny bit of that glue inside the gap there.
Almost 3/4 gone now on the wheelbarrow, is that? Yeah, we'll change those details back for you.
And then again, that one's just going to stick underneath. I'm just going to give it a second for that glue to grab before I turn it over. And then you can see how we've got that lovely wheelbarrow shape. Now the rest of it, as far as decoration, I've always said, you know, embellishment's quite a personal thing. So however you want to go with that, you can see we've got that beautiful shape. I think I've put it together right. I think I've done it right. Have I done it right, Carol?
Yeah, getting a knowing nod, don't you worry.
Okie doke. So let's pop that to one side then. And the rest of it, as I say, is decoration. So what I thought I would do, I'm going to bring the moss and the sisal stroke sizzle back in. I love this, yeah.
It's come from
now then, I'm just
the
gonna
guru
grab,
of Dreamees that says it's called Sissel,
it's
so that's what we have to call it from now on.
It's Sissel. Sounds like a friend, doesn't it? Fred and Sissel.
Fred and Sissel?
Fred and Sissel, it's like older neighbours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fred and Sissel. I've just brought the top off my my box there to pop all this in, because I ended up with it everywhere earlier when I undid the packet. So again, you've got 3 different components in there, and it's brilliant for this sort of organic look. If I bring this back for you, this one, the stringy one, is the sisal, stroke sisal, whatever we want to call it. And then you've got 2 different types of moss in there. It's all very organic. It goes such a long way. You only need a tiny, tiny little bit of it to work with. So it's going to last you quite a while. And obviously, I don't want to lose all of it in my box. So I've just grabbed, this is just a little bit of packaging. And what I'm going to do is pop this in the bottom here to build up some of the height, because I don't literally want to fill that full of the product and lose it all. So it could be a little bit of scrunched up paper in there, whatever you've got handy to basically just fill some of that depth in the box. And then we're going to work on top of this and add some of that detail in. So decide which side you want to work on. You know, are you going to decorate both sides? Are you going to have a feature side on it? Wherever you want to go with it. And then what I'm going to do is just break off some of these little tiny components. I've got my glue gun at the ready, and I'm just going to drop some little bits of glue and hope it doesn't melt the plastic too much. And then I'm just going to add some of these little tiny bits of moss in here, just to cover that filler that we've put inside.
You're a king gardener, Jan.
I'm not very green-fingered. No, I'm
not.
better off with fake plants.
Right.
Me and real plants don't get on very well, mainly because I forget to water them, and I understand why they don't like that. So, yeah, I'm never very good with real ones. I'm better off with the fake varieties. I don't have to worry about watering them. So again,
I've only had one, actually, 2 casualties. I did lose another plant last week. I had that. Do you remember the plant? I've just mentioned it before. It was one of those plants. It's very needy. Like, you wouldn't open the blinds one day. You go in, it'd be there like this. You open the blind, it was like, straight back to life again. And it finally, I looked at it the other day and I thought, no, the time has come. Sachet away. It went,
So again, I'm just going to fill, I'm not going to cover the whole thing because we're going to put some flowers in here as well. But again, just cover certain areas with the moss, just to give it that sort of organic.
What was one of the, what was some, I thought of something very funny. We used to have we got a colour of sparkle pen we called lichen, which is a type of moss.
Yep.
My first ever show with Debbie on Creative Craft, she went,
here
we got lichen.
Lichen. I was actually watching that show, I remember that.
Here we got the lichen.
Bless her.
Oh, I do love her. If you're watching, Debbie. I think it must have been Debbie that washed my water bottle out. You'll have to ask her for me tomorrow, John.
I will.
Johnny.
Right, so again, I'm going to mix in a little bit of the green as well in there. So it's just giving it a bit of a backdrop for when we add the flowers in. So again, just little bits here and there. Just pop those in so that we've got that little bit of colour as if it was sort of in the garden there. So again, just using that hot glue to get it all in place. And we'll have a little bit down this side here. And then I'm literally going to start popping some of those flowers in there. So these are just some that I had in my stash. You can make some of the projects later on in the show. I've made my own flowers. The foam flowers would be beautiful for this. So again, just tip those out and we're going to have a look at some of the colours in there. Again, just to add these in between to give that bit of detail. And don't worry about all the strands on the glue gun. Give you a little trick for that when we've finished with our Johnny's favourite piece of equipment. I've made him wait right well the end of the day.
Your pretend glue gun, heat gun.
My pretend heat tool, yep. I know it's had a couple of mentions this week. I've been watching the shows and there's been a couple of mentions about it. So
we've got a really loud one here, that's why.
I thought I'd better bring it, otherwise he'll be upset. I know how much he loves it.
He really does.
So,
simple things and all that.
Just break those strands off and we'll deal with those towards the end there. Okay, so just in the top, and then I'm also going to add some of the paper flowers as well in there. So again, what I tend to do with these is just roll that tail around something that's round. I use my pokey tool so that you've got the little green bits as well. All sort of keeps the theme going, and we're just going to tuck a couple of those in there as well. So we'll have a couple of the blue ones to match the paper. And again, as I say, this is purely your own preference as to how you want to decorate. Embellishing is a very personal thing, I think, and a lot of it depends who your project's for. You know, so you might want to do it in a theme that suits the person that it's for. You might want to do it, if it's doing for yourself, obviously choose colours that you like.
Carol wants to know if you have to put a sealer over the paper after you've attached it to the cart, Jan.
I haven't. If I'm going to keep this, you know, for me, I wouldn't bother sealing it, I must admit. But you could actually use our Spray and Shine, which is a varnish in a aerosol. That would actually seal it and give it a nice sort of, not a gloss finish, but just a bit of a sheen to it.
Could you use the glossy highlights, but paint it on the outside with the glossy highlights?
I haven't tried that. It could be a little bit sticky.
Okay.
So that's something I would need to try and see if I could work out whether that would work or not. But I think it might be a little bit sticky. I wouldn't want to start pulling the paper off the project. Yeah. Maybe you could water it down a little bit. I don't know. As I say, I haven't tried that. That's
people
something.
Talk about using it as sort of an adhesive and a varnish, don't they? So.
Yeah. It might. As I say, you might sort of get into where it's starting to pull the paper off. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to put that big flower in the middle there, in that gap. But again, you can just carry on as much or as little as you want with these. I'm just going to pick another couple, bit more colour in there. We'll have one of those apricot-y ones.
And these flowers are from where, sorry, Jan?
These were just out of my drawer.
Right.
I've got lots of silk flowers, paper flowers they all live in the drawer. So I've literally had a rummage through the drawer, and just for this particular one, just pulled out the paper flowers. Later, on some of the other projects, I've die cut some of the flowers. So again, however you want to do it, there's so many different ways. So again, I'm just going to pop. And obviously you've got much more time to do this at home. So you would just keep going here until you've covered. I don't really want to see any of the bit that we put underneath, just to create some height.
Rose says, great idea for this. Could be in the bathroom with hand lotion and hand soap containers in it.
It could,
Maybe you could have it on the side with some bath bombs stacked up in there. Would be a nice little idea. I think you're going to find loads of different uses to use this all around the house. Really, really fabulous. And as always, Jan, I'm really surprised how easily these come together. It's quite elaborate looking pieces, aren't they?
They're so simple to put together, honestly. I've never had any problem with them. And as I say, there are instructions with some of them. So the ones that are maybe, I wouldn't say advanced, because I don't think any of them are advanced projects, but the ones that are not as obvious, then there's usually a little instruction leaflet in there with it as well, which just makes it so much easier. So I'm just going to pop my sentiment on one side there, all things grow with love, and then I'm just going to add one of those little plant pots there. Okay, and just have that as an embellishment, and then I'm just going to choose one of those little flowers. We'll go with the blue one. I'm just going to snip the back off that one because I've not got as much room, and we're just going to have that one in there with a little tiny bit of the moss just tucked in the edge there, just to fill the gap. Now I would probably continue a bit longer with this at home, but obviously we've got such a lot to get through for you tonight that I'm actually going to leave that one as is. I wonder if you could
spray the moss and make it all shiny.
You could probably.
Like some of the glitter mist and stuff that we bring from Creative Expression.
Could be, yeah.
You can make it look really unusual then.
And then just when I've finished, what I'm going to do, what I said, the trick with the strands, is just with your heat tool, when you've finished, just waft it over those areas. And all those little glue strands will just melt into your project.
Making a noise tonight.
It is. There we go. So I'm not going to do it too much because I don't want to set anything on fire with the plastic.
Your magic heat's all started making a noise.
Started making a noise.
You can hear it, yeah.
Maybe I've just turned up on my microphone, I don't know. So I'm just going to pop that one back.
I hope it's not going to blow.
I know I have considered whether I need to have a backup, I must admit, because I shall be gutted when it finally decides to give up the ghost.
We're going to frame it next to the wooden enveloper, the wooden enveloper next door. It's going to go in there.
So again, you could carry on with this. You might want to put some little bit of decoration on the handles. You might want to use a little bit of twine there to wrap around the handles. So many different things. I had got a little twine bow as well, which I might include that on there. I'm not sure yet. Or even in the top of it. But just gives you an idea. As I say, I would continue with the top until I'd covered all the details in there, so I didn't see the bit underneath. But you get the idea of that and how that works. Absolutely beautiful. And the wheel does actually move. So when it's on the glass surface at the moment, so it's slipping, but it does actually work. And I just think they are such a sweet idea for you to be able to sort of put your own interpretation on there.
Absolutely, they are.
Yeah.
Right, $9.99, $14.99. How are we doing there? Are we saying 80% gone? You are going to have to be very fast for that. Let's go back to Carol, see what she made of that. And also, she's got a wheelbarrow there for us to share with us, I think. It's a really big, substantial piece, this one, isn't it, Carol?
It is, and you can use it for so many different things. And same as Jan says, it's so easy to put together. You know, I've got one here that we've done.
Oh, nice. And what's the plaque you put inside?
That is just one of our die cuts and one of our sentiments.
Love it.
Yeah, it's just a die cut that's just in there.
Cheeky little butterfly on there, I can see.
Oh, yes.
And the flowers are beautiful. Where are the flowers from on this one, Carol?
They are ours. They're Dreamees flowers, yeah.
Are they?
They're paper.
My hands on the daisy.
Are they pre-done flowers or are they die-cut flowers?
They're die cut flowers.
Yeah.
So they're from a die or they actually come pre-done?
No, they're a die.
They're a die, a metal die, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to try and get our
Have
hands
you
on
seen them,
those.
Jan?
I love them, honestly. I haven't got them. I need to add them to my stash. I've seen them on a lot of your projects.
Yeah.
Daisies and gerbras are one of my favourite flowers, I must admit.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, we really, really are. Right, thank you, Carol. We're just going to go through those beautiful new papers that we've got here as well. So let me just take you through those. We're going to start with the apricot, which is that one there. No, that's the rose garden. Autumn haze. We've got the blessing blues. Yeah. Oh, there's more. What that are not? Here they are. Look at these.
That's
right, let's
it.
start with the apricot then. This one here, I'm guessing, is the apricot. Let's open this one up and share it with you. Just check, Joe. Pure Bliss, something blue, and this one here. Right. Okay. It's all in the prep, isn't it? And now I can't. You know what I'm like with packaging, Jan. There we go. Right. Like me trying to get the backing off the acetate and the craftsman, Johnny, just remind me there. We're in, don't worry, we're in. Right,
good.
This is the apricot then that we're looking at here. 40% has gone. You haven't even seen these. These, can't even get it out of the bag and 40% is gone. Also really beautiful here, these. They are a gorgeous selection of papers. The great thing is that you get multiples, they're 120 GSM, so they are a bit lighter than the sort of paper pads that we bring you. And that's great if you want to mat and layer. Brilliant for adding over things like your MDF pieces. Wonderful if you want to varnish over the top of them. They are uncoated as well, so if you want to stamp and ink these, you can do that too. Right, next up we're going to Denim Delight, which is this one just here. Let me just grab these for you. So really beautiful again. And again, you'll see here what you've got. Really lovely deep tones here. Quite a dark blue on here. Quite masculine as well, I'd say. I know that's floral, but if you're looking for something for more masculine projects, I think this is great. I've got to say, they smell amazing as well. Really smell good. Carol's chuckling away, I can see that on the screen, agreeing with me. But they are beautiful. And a nice, what I love about the Dreamees papers is that you get lots of each design, which is fantastic. So if you're doing larger projects, maybe you're doing a suite of projects, you're doing lots of maybe invitations or something like that, these are going to be perfect because you know you're going to have enough in here to do that. We're going to move on to Pure Bliss. Now this, Debbie Fisher would absolutely love this. It is right up her street.
That's one of my favourites. So just anything pink and I'm sold.
Yeah, and the flowers are a little bit abstract, which I think is quite nice. It's quite modern, these ones. Again, you're getting multiple, lots of each design within there. As you can see, that rose one is gorgeous. Really, really lovely pad. Very versatile, something you're not going to struggle to use in a whole host of different projects is what I would say. And then lastly, we're going to look at something blue. These are all brand new, by the way. Let me just grab these ones out of here for you. This one being something blue. So let's just go through this. And again, really nice blue tone. More of a kind of cornflower blue tone through these ones. And again, really lovely designs. This one here is beautiful. It looks like kind of like a vintage like oilcloth that you'd find on a sort of makeup case or something like. Really, really lovely. And again, faux inky backgrounds on the other ones there too. All of those are $8.99 or $13.49. Right, next sellout is imminent. I have only got these ones. Let me get the other ones. Right, so this is the Pearl collection. These are the festive ones. Jan's got the other option. However, we're not going to spend any time on this because they are both limited stock.
Oh,
if they
wow.
are in your basket, you need to check these out. $19.99 or $28.99. You're getting the best part of 5,000 pearls in each of these. 5 different colours, 3 different sizes. Carol, did you count all of these individually?
I counted all of one colour, yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I absolutely
Yeah.
love that. Right, $19.99, $28.99. Which is that one there. Next up then, we're going to go to this one. How are we doing the wheelbarrow, Johnny? It's a limited stock, that wheelbarrow. If it's in your basket, please check it out. Guys, we're only 40 minutes into the show. There's still items that you haven't seen, but the problem is every time we get to an item, loads of you put it in your basket. So what I would say is, even if you need to just pause us for a second, go and have a little look, shop. In fact, we'll do this demonstration. As soon as we've done this, we'll give you opportunity to check the baskets out because it is extremely busy over there on the website. I need to let you know the Home Sweet Home wreath here, 3/4 now of this has already sold out and gone. I love this double-sided house that you've got on the inside of here. Wonderful that you've got the lettering within it as well. So we could have done, Dreamees could have given you the lettering sort of over the top, but I love that it's all cut in there.
All laser
which is
cut,
amazing. Yeah, and all laser cut, as Jan
Fantastic.
said. $7.99, $11.99 is your price there on that. Platinum members are under $6.40, under $10. Right then, Jan, what are we going to do with this one?
Right, so again, I've done a little bit of work on it already, and again, I've similar kind of idea. So incorporating the papers, I've used the markers again just to colour the back. You do actually get 2 pieces of the house, like Joe says. If you want to actually do this back to back, because it is a spinning element that's inside it, but because I was thinking of putting this one against a wall, I've just coloured the back plain, and you can see that MDF element there. So when I flip this over now, I've actually started working on this one so that we can actually get to the decoration part. So these are papers from that apricot selection, and all I do is take my sheet of paper out of the choose the ones that you want to work with, take a sheet out, and like Joe said, there are a lot of each design, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I've only got 2 of that sheet, so I don't really want to use it. Don't be afraid, you've got lots of them. So what I do is place this face down on here, turn my paper face down. I usually put this face down and literally draw around it. Now I had to do this in 2 pieces, so I've drawn one section up to the top here. If you imagine it's sort of like the 12 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, and then I did another section underneath, and then obviously where the join is at the top, we're going to be popping some decoration up here anyway. The holes are already drilled into it, and same with the piece here. You can see on the back you've got the little hole. I've just used some invisible thread through here, just to sort of keep that little piece in the middle there. You can anchor it at the bottom as well if you wish, but I like the idea of that sort of swinging element
Dangler.
in there. A bit of a dangler, yeah. And then again, I've added, just out of my stash, a little bit of washi tape just to add a bit of decoration there and bring in the gold just to tone on with here. And then I've taken those gold markers again, so the metallic paint markers that we've got on the show, and I've literally gone over the lettering. I've just left that little bit just to show you again how easy and how simple it is to cover this. No priming, just straight onto the MDF. Quality of that paint in those markers means that we can just literally do that one coat, and all I've done is taken the middle pen, which is the bullet nib, you can just see there,
Yeah.
and just literally paint over the top of it. So just to finish off those last couple of letters, and it does dry quite quickly as well, so you've not got to worry about waiting an age for the paint to set and dry. It does actually dry off quite quickly.
Would something like sparklings go over these?
Because those are a water base, you'd find that the water would soak into the MDF. So if I was going to use something like that, I would probably prime it first,
Okay.
and then use the sparklings. But again, you'd have to be careful what you primed it with, because if you used a gesso, that is non-porous, so the ink wouldn't, it'd just sit on top of it. So I've used ink pads straight onto the MDF. When I did the little birdies here, I decided I wanted the little blue bird there, and this is actually one of our Harmony ink pads that I've literally taken the ink pad straight to the MDF and just added that little bit of colour there. So I was trying out all different things that worked with it.
I'm just thinking as well with this, Jan, I know it's see-through, it's designed as a wreath. There's nothing to stop you turning that into a scrapbook page, is there? And actually having a whole piece of paper or something behind that. Maybe a
12 by
big
12,
photo
yeah.
behind there.
That would
really
look
gorgeous
stunning,
memory
wouldn't it?
on there.
Especially if you like to display your pages,
Yeah.
that would be gorgeous.
Brilliant.
And you could save these. I'm cheating because I wanted to save this one to use. I thought I was going to make a card to go with it because it's so lightweight. It really is. There's nothing to it. So on the front of a card, it would work absolutely fine. So again, you can see those pearls coming into play. I've used the larger collection of the ivory ones here just to add some detail around the top. I've missed out the centre because I'm going to use a nice sort of ribbon bow to go up at the top there in the centre, so I didn't put the pearls underneath there. And then this one's where I got into cutting out lots. This is just a flower die that I've got at home, and I've cut out using the paper again. So I tend to fold it in half, all right, just to give it a little bit of stability, and then die cut. And I've just got a selection of little tiny flowers there, and there's a couple of them that I've put a larger centre in, and then a lot of them, again, those pearls, the different sizes. You can see the larger one, the medium one, and then the little baby one there. Let me just come out from behind the logo there we go. So again, the fact that you've got that gradient in size just adds to your decoration as well. So what we're going to do then is we're just going to finish this off. So again, I've covered the front of the house with the paper. I've put the gold on the little top there with the pearls, little bit of lace out of my stash, and then we were going to have some of the flowers as well. So I'm going to use some, I've got different sizes of flowers. So we're literally going to build these up at the sides here. So I've got one large one, and then I'm going to go down to the next size and then make a little cluster of 3 of the flowers. I don't want to cover up all that washi tape there, so we're going to go with 1, 2, 3 on that one just there, and then I'm going to echo the same at the other side. So again, I'm going to do the one large one. I'm going to come in with a medium one, and again, don't worry about those strands from the glue gun. You've seen that little trick with the heat tool, and it just literally, they just melt away into nothingness.
Crafty Angie suggests maybe you turning this into a clock. I love that idea.
Oh, that's a good idea as well, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. So again, just pop those 3.
There's a projected clock in Durham City Centre opposite the theatre, and rather than telling you the time, it actually projects a description of the time on a building. Ooh. And it's like it's nearly 25 to 10, that's what it says.
That's good.
It's really
that's
clever.
Cool.
I posted a couple of Instagrams, so yeah, it's almost 10 past 8 is what it says. It's written, and it changes as the time changes.
That's
really
clever,
made me, I thought it was really quite novel.
Yeah.
Because it was just saying it exactly as you would
just
say it to someone.
As you would read it, yeah.
I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, because you do, don't you? You don't say, oh, it's 8:47.
No, you go, oh, it's, you know, it's nearly 10 to, yeah.
That's brilliant. I
Very
love that. Again, just some die cut pieces. There's nothing to stop you adding elements from that. I don't know what to call it now. I'm gonna agree with you guys now and change. So I'm gonna put the sisal in there.
Hey,
okay.
there we go.
I'm also gonna pop some of those slightly smaller flowers on the side of here as well. So we've got that smaller one there, and one of the little dinky ones on here. And then we're also going to pop a little birdie on here, as if he's just sort of come to visit the little birdhouse. So again, all the embellishments, I've used the hot glue. I'm covered in it now. And then I'm also going to pop, there's little hearts in here as well. I've actually covered mine, but if you look on the back, there's actually little hearts cut out of the design. So if you wanted to leave those open, you could cut round those, but I actually covered those. But you get the little bits that came out. So, you know, you could add these in as well. I'm just conscious that we're getting a lot of everything going on there. I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to pop the bow on the top there just to cover all those workings and add some detail on that top section there. And then I also had, these were just lying around from a different project that I'd been working on, just some little tiny cut butterflies. So I'm going to pop those in there as well, just because we can.
A couple of questions coming in, Joanne. Can you use chunky glue rather than the glue gun? Asked Diane.
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no problem.
Gemma also asked, can you use gilding flakes on MDF?
Don't see why not.
Yeah, I bet gilding wax would look great on the
Gilding
MDF,
wax,
wouldn't
I've
it?
done that before, yeah. The gilding flakes, as long as you've got the correct glue for it, I don't see why not. It's not something I've tried, but it makes sense in my head that would work.
Would tacky glue work on these, or is it because it's water-based, would you avoid using it on the MDF?
No, tacky glue would work as well, yeah. I just prefer, whenever I'm working with anything like this, I do prefer the hot glue's pretty much instant. So all the wet glues, you've got to wait for them to dry. So if you're picking things up, moving them about, you've got things slipping. So I just prefer the hot glue because, you know, within seconds, you've got something that's more or less finished and static there. So again, I've got little flowers left over. I would keep those in my kit. But again, when we pop this the right way for our Charlotte, again, you've got that lovely little hanging wreath. And as I say, popping this against a wall, I've kept the back of the little birdhouse flat, and then that gives me an extra one. I'm just going to make the most out of it to make a greeting card with that other one.
Really cool way of using it. I mean, you don't have to have anything in the centre if you don't want to take those elements away and use them somewhere else. It's completely up to you. I do need to let you know that this is going to sell out, and it's going to sell out very, very soon because 80% now of the Home Sweet Home wreath kit has gone. I can't believe you get the whole thing for less than £8 or $12. Platinum members, of course, you're getting it for way less than that. I know that Carol's got one of these to share and show us as well. Again, a really big, substantial piece, this, Carol, for the money.
Oh, definitely, yes. This is one that I've done, and I did heat embossing around it.
Heat embossing, love that.
Yeah, straight onto the MDF, so that's fine. And then this one, I did do my two together.
Amazing.
Stunning, aren't they?
What have you got on top of your birdhouse there?
Oh, it's the moss.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the moss I've just put across the top of there.
And again, nice way of seeing it. No, don't use any papers there, have you, Carol? By the looks of it.
Yes, I've put papers actually on the house itself.
Okay.
And then papers on the flowers.
But I really love that as just, you know, a bit more simplistic. I also love it as well with the see-through element there too, as well, around the lettering. I'll come back to you soon, Carol. We're going to have to go back over to the tricycle next. I don't think we are going to get to demo the tricycle, I'm afraid, because already, just since you've seen the preview, 80% of this tricycle has sold out and gone already. It is absolutely incredible. It is a substantial piece again for you. And the other great thing as well is that you are getting full instructions included as well within here. So you're not going to be in any doubt as to how that goes together, which is brilliant. But you will need to be quick. That is going to go, as is the wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow is limited. 98% of the wheelbarrow has gone. The only other two, how are we doing on the stock of the other two, Johnny? The fence and the plaque. Fence is half the stock gone. It's a bit deeper stock there. And the hanging plaque is 60% gone. A little bit longer on those. I wouldn't be surprised if we see all the MDF items go in the hour, is how quickly it's going at the moment. I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out your baskets before you miss out on what it is that you want. So as you do that, here's Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Take all the hard work out of Patchwork, with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork system. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4-inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. And with a step-by-step guide included, it's as easy as feeding your dies and your fabric through the Gemini die cutting machine. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork system. And for just $139.95 or £99.99, the brilliance of Build-A-Block could be yours today.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Right, we're going to move on to this next, which Johnny's called it about 8 different things so far, but its actual official name is the Family Hanging MDF Kit, which is what you can see here. Our family held together with heartstrings. Love that. Jan talked about loads of different ways of using this in the earlier show. We're going to go to a demo on this shortly. Was it 60% gone already here, Johnny? You see a theme here, don't you? Has the wheelbarrow gone or is it still there? Oh, there's one left to check out. The next person to check out with the wheelbarrow will get it. Then that will be gone. So please be quick.
We definitely need that bell for our Carol, don't we?
We do.
Ding, ding.
Carol, let me just speak to Carol. Carol, I'm going to be very disappointed if you don't have a bell next time I see you.
I'm going to have to buy another one because I don't know where I've put the other one.
Okay. Send me your address. I'll send you one on Amazon. There you go. My treat from me to you. And there was a hat as well, I remember. I haven't seen the hat.
Yes. Yeah, I can't remember.
What was the hat for?
Sold out, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it a limited stock hat?
No, it was
a limited stock bell.
Mug.
Sorry?
Limited stock mug. And
limited stock mug.
Sold out hat.
Sold out hat. Where was the bell coming
with the bell?
The bell was just the updates, weren't it?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Well, we need. I feel like we need to, just for the sake of nostalgia, we need to recreate this next time. Okay.
All right. I'll see if I can find them.
It's going to be noisy. It's going to be a noisy show of how busy these shows are proving.
Ding, ding.
Anyway, the Hanging Family is where we're going next, Jan.
Well, actually, I saw this and I thought, I've actually designed this one to keep. I must admit, because I love this.
What if it wins card of the
You
part
can't
of the
have
show?
it. You can't have it.
That's not how it works,
No,
Jan.
you
Then
can't have
I
it.
don't hate the player,
well,
hate the game.
They're not going to want all this with our family names on, are they? So, yeah, don't vote for this one. So, again, you've got lots of pieces. It all comes in those big square sort of kits that you're used to. And it comes sort of fairly flat. And then literally, again, just popping out the pieces. And there's actually 2 to this one. This is actually the bit that pops out. But, again, it's got the pre-drilled holes. You've got virtually a twofer. So you could make make a separate project with this bit because I haven't used this in the main one. So you've got the outside piece. Again, I've done a little bit of work so far, and you've got that lovely, I love these border pieces that go around the edge just to give it that dimension. So again, papers are from the paper pack. I love this one with that sort of lace finish to it. Being out with the old washi tape again, just to add a piece in the middle.
Wouldn't it be nice to add something like a piece of lace through there if you had a lovely bit of lace ribbon to pop in there?
Absolutely, yeah, it would gorgeous, you know, and I mean, I've seen them done with sort of embossed features in the background, you know, through an embossing folder. Again, you could do it in the two halves. Loads of different ways. You might just want to add paint to it. If you've got some shimmer paint, some of the Creative Expression shimmer paints would look nice in there as well. But I've actually kept some of this as the MDF. I love the combination of that lovely pink paper pad with the MDF on it as well. So I'm going to leave some of it as what I call the raw MDF. So what I wanted was sort of a focal point to go in here. So again, think about things that you've already got in your stash that will complement these gorgeous pieces of MDF. And we've literally just had those new nesting dies at launch, and they were sat on my desk. So I've cut one of those larger nesting dies out of some coordinating cardstock that I had in my stash, and then I've used a piece of the same as the background in the centre here. And this is going to form like a central point in the background, and then I want the Our Family to go across the top here. So this is where we're building it up. I've already thread some twine or some string through the top there. The holes are already pre-drilled, so I've literally just popped that through and just tied a knot in the back and then sealed it with a little bit of sticky tape on the back. So I've literally got the means to actually pop that on a wall hanging. And then also with this you get these gorgeous little hearts. So you get 6 of these in the kit. So you can actually use these as decoration, or like the one that Joe showed, I'm actually going to use them as hanging elements underneath. And again, I've taken some papers from the collection. So this is out of the same one as the lace one. This is the Pure Bliss, is it the pink one? I think, yeah.
Pure Bliss, yeah.
Yeah, and then again, I've got the washi tapes. I've got a drawer full of these, so it's you know, sort of challenging to use them just to add a little bit.
I mean, I've seen you use them here. What are they designed for? Washi tapes are one of those things that have always confused me. Like, I've never been 100% sure where they go, Jan, or what their function is.
A lot of people use them in journaling, you know, just to tack photos in, sort of quite rustic looking, but mine are all pretty ones, and I incorporate these in with my, you know, it's just like using a decorative paper, basically. So I always run, even though they are tacky, I always run a little bit of glue if I'm using them on a project like this that I want to keep, just underneath it. And then I've also, out of my stash, I've got all sorts going on in the stash. I've just got these string beads, and what I've done is actually run a piece of this. I'm just going to use some double-sided tape on here, and literally on the two there.
Just to, sorry to interrupt you, Jan, I just need to let everyone know that the Wheelbarrow has sold out and gone. Congratulations if you got your hands on that. The pearl's not going to be far behind as well. So please, if that's in your basket, you will need to remove it now. That has sold out and gone. It's our second sellout of the show, and we will be having many more of them in this next hour. So I'm struggling to keep up, Jan. I don't know about you.
I know, I'm used to this, because this, every time the girls bring us these products, we have this, and I just wish that we'd got more of them so that we could keep going, because they're clearly, you know, well received. And I still believe a lot of that is, not only is it the quality of them, it's look at the prices on the screen. You
Amazing,
get such a lot for your money, and it's all top quality stuff. You know, it's not going to fall apart when you leave it hanging up, and honestly it is so simple to work with. They're really easy to put together. So I've literally just decorated these ready, and then what I've done is I've got a little tiny stamp set at home that's an alphabet stamp set. So I've just on some cream cards stamped out Jan, and then this is my hubby Steve. All right, so we've got to put those as names on here. So this one's going to go on the top here. So we've got Jan, and I'm just going to centre that one there.
I thought it said jam for a moment.
Jam.
Yeah, I love jam.
Jam. It's
What's
me.
your favourite jam, Jam?
Me? Ooh, it's a cross between a
Jam,
nice
yeah.
raspberry seedless.
Raspberry, only seedless, so yeah. Seeds are annoying on raspberries.
They
Too
are.
small, aren't they?
Yeah, or an
Tiny.
apricot. I like apricot jam as well.
Ooh, strawberry
Yeah.
for me.
Strawberry.
So the ones that have got like the big bits of fruit in still, you know, it's got, sometimes they have like
The lumps. Oh,
the
you see
jam
that?
with
Yeah.
the lumps.
Yeah, the
I love a
apricot
lumpy
jam tends to have sort of bits of apricot in. Yeah.
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 Carol, what's your favourite jam? Strawberry. Yeah.
Strawberry
Very.
jam.
No doubt. With the lumps or no lumps for you? With lumps. Brilliant. Girl after my own heart.
So again, I'm just going to dip into those pearls. They come in handy for so many of the different projects. And I've just got some of those little tiny cream ones.
Jelly for our American viewers, Jan.
Jelly, yes. So again, I'm just going to pop a couple of those on there, and I've got my little sticky pencil here that we're going to use to lift these up with. So again, just try and get them the right way up there. One, two.
Teresa says, I like to use a washi tape to seal envelopes.
Yep.
Great idea.
I've used it when I've got into a lot of our customers will have heard of what they know what I mean by happy mail.
Happy mail?
Yeah, happy mail. So to where you're making something and you just send it to somebody.
You said happy meal for a moment there.
No,
I love a happy mail.
You would, wouldn't you? Yeah. No, it's a happy mail. It's where you just send to a friend for no apparent reason.
Right.
And it might be, you know, that you've made something for them. It might be that you send them some embellishments. If you've got two of something, you could make your own embellishments, things that they could basically use in their crafting. So a happy mail, it's just literally something that pops through your door and you weren't expecting it. It just puts a smile on somebody's face, and it can be anything in there that they could play with. So again, the washi tapes come in handy for decorating things like that as well. Excellent. So we've got Jan and Steve there, which is me and my husband, and then the rest of them I've already pre-done. Vanessa is my eldest daughter, which is Toby's mum. Samantha is my youngest daughter. Well, they're all grown up now. And then because I'd got two more left, I've had to add our little four-legged friends. So I've got Benji and Lacey.
There's no Toby on there.
Well, I had a real...
Toby lost out to the dogs.
I really had a dilemma
Jan.
with regards to Toby, because whereas he is very, very much a part of our family, he's next generation, and my reasoning was that if I added Toby, then I really needed Toby's dad.
Well, you had room if you'd have taken the dogs off.
But then if I'd got Vanessa's partner, then I needed Samantha's partner. And it just got a little bit too big to manage. So I have other things that I've got for Toby, but this one is literally my family, immediate family. All right, so me, my husband, my two girls, and my two doggies.
I'd be fuming if I was Toby.
Bless him. Yeah,
He is fuming.
He's fuming.
Apparently his mum's on the phone.
Is she?
He's not happy. He's spat his dummy out apparently.
Plus, as well, it was all pink, and obviously I would need blue if it was Toby. Stereotypical,
no.
but
Excuse me.
I know. So
I
what we're
couldn't be
going
any
to
more
do
pink
then?
today.
In the back of here, again, the holes are already drilled. So where I've covered them in paper, I'm just going to go through with the pokey tool. Then from
I love
the front,
Jan's trying to get out of this hole, and every time she gets out of it, she digs a little bit deeper.
I'm not getting into it. No.
Okay.
I did have a huge dilemma, I must admit, because I'm thinking I need my little Toby bear on here, but then you know I couldn't work it out without adding all the members of the family. There weren't enough hearts, and I thought, you know what, our original family was just 6 of us. My little Benji will be 16 years old this year, and my Lacey will be 12 years old this year. So they are long. Benji's a Yorkshire Terrier. He's the rule of the roost, and Lacey's a Cocker Spaniel who's as mad as a hatter.
Okay.
But they're both getting on now. They're both
Do they
senior
calm down
dogs.
at all as they get older?
Yes, they do. They do. Yeah, she has calmed down a lot. She's got a poorly leg at the minute. We're not sure what she's done. I think when we're out, she tends to jump up in my chair.
Right.
And I think what's happened is my husband seems to think she's jumped out of the chair and jarred it. So she's been limping around for the last few days. It's been awful. We had to carry her up and downstairs, which is no mean feat because she's not a lightweight, bless her. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to feed this through. I've just got some twine there. I'm hoping I can get that through there to the back. If I need some help, I can pop it through with my pokey tool there, just to get that through Why are we not fitting through there? Let's have a look. I think maybe there's a little bit of glue in the hole, but I will sort that out. The idea was, I'm going to pop it through here. We're going to just literally hang these. So we're going to come up there into that one. Maybe the twine's a wee bit thick. I'd perhaps be better with a thread, I think. Yep. And then literally I'm just going to weave this in and out of all the hearts, similar to the one that you've got over there, Joe, so that we've got those hanging underneath the plaque. And then I want to pop this down in the centre of that main. Let me move it all down a bit so that you can see there. I'm going to pop this one in the centre here and just hold that down for a second so that that sticks.
Oh, I love that background, Jam.
As I say, this is just one of those new nesting dies.
I was just going to ask where it was from.
Yeah, they were just sat on the desk and I thought, do you know what, that's perfect for what I wanted to do with it. I could just sort of envision something as a backdrop. And then, as I say, I want to keep this. Now, with it, you also get all the wording, like you saw on the sample there, Joe. Our family held together with heartstrings. So you can use all this. I'm just going to literally put the our family in here because that's what I've got down there. I've got our main sort of family. So again, using that white tacky glue just on the back of here in the fine applicator's perfect because you can just literally run a bead of glue all the way around. I'm going to use this one as a positioner here because I just want to get them sort of nice and even, and then literally
on here, Jan, almost 3/4 in fact. Very,
I just
very
want
busy.
Something heavy. That's not very heavy. What's heavy? What's heavy?
Gina, I could come over and
the gilding wax will work. Right? I wondered what you were going to offer then, Joe. I thought you're not going to sit on my project. So again,
I mean, it's robust, but it's not that robust, Jan.
just follow that round with the glue. Just that bead of glue around the back's enough to keep that in place. And then I've got a couple of little embellishments. I'm not going to bother with all the flowers on this one because we did that on the wreath. So again, just eyeballing that. Okay. And I'm just going to pop another pot of gilding wax on there just until that's grabbed. And then I've got, again, just out of my stash.
It looks like it could be Betty Boop almost, the shape with the eyes.
So just up at the top there. And
Is it Betty Boop or Betty Boo?
Yeah, Betty Boop.
Yeah.
I've just got these, as I say, I just had a rummage through what I'd got in my drawer and I've just found those little purple stars which were perfect for what I wanted to do if I didn't drop it there. And then this one's going to go up just to balance it at that side. So hopefully we've got that out the way there. So if you imagine all the hearts are at the bottom, I will thread that through and literally we've got that lovely hanging there. And then we're going to add all those details underneath with the little hearts with the family on there.
Amazing.
Okay.
Absolutely incredible. Very busy. 3/4 gone now there. Carol, we've got some requests coming in from customers of things that they would like. Shadiah would like a collection of baskets, please.
Collection of baskets, yes, I'll pass that on to Jimmy.
Brilliant. And also, perhaps Carol could get Jimmy to do sheets of MDF with extra hearts, so like sheets of just embellishments on their own for cards maybe.
Oh, that would be good, yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah, I think we do that already, so you could probably have some of those.
Yep.
Brilliant. Right, you speak to your people. You're going to need to speak to You're going to need to speak to our people as well, because I have no sway. I can't be trusted to do any of that sort of stuff, Carol. Have you got one of the plaques there?
I have.
Beautiful.
This is one that, oops, got my fingers stuck in the sisal. So that's one that I've done. So that.
Oh, you don't want to get your fingers stuck in your sisal. That's awful. What's in the
hearts?
I love that.
Again with the blue, the craft with the
papers and the blues
combination, isn't it? Yeah.
What's the paper you've got in the back on the front of the plaque, the main plaque?
That's the denim one. What you've got there?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Believe, yes.
And then what's in the centre?
Yeah, that's one of our die cuts and embossing folders.
Beautiful. I love the sisal, how you've really sort of pulled it out and separated it. It looks quite different, doesn't it, to having clusters of it?
That's right. You don't need much of it at all. You know, you just need just a tiny bit and just fluff it out a bit, and that's fine.
Brilliant. Right, I'm going to have to recap everything, Carol, because it's going so far. Let's again just recap then the plaque that you're getting here. It's a big substantial element that you're getting there. That's how it's going to come to you. 3/4 of that stock has now sold out and gone. Please be quick for that. Lots of you just added that into your basket as well after that last demonstration there. Next up, you've got this one just here, the fence. How are we doing here? 60% of this one has gone. Again, really big substantial kit. That makes one for you, $8.99 or $13.49 if you want to get your hands on that one. Right, the wreath. Ah, man, it's limited stock. Again, this one will sell out now. It's a question of when and not if. If you've got that in your basket, please check it out. $7.99 or $11.99 there for that one. The other thing, how are we doing on the pearls, Johnny? Limited still on the pearls. You've got the festive pearls, which are these ones just here. Remember the colours you're getting in there. So you're getting 5 different colours, 3 different sizes. That's the festive selection. Easier to show you the back actually, get a better idea of what's in there. And then Jan's got the essentials. Jan, can you just show us those essential ones? Would you mind?
Yeah, we've got the gold and silver in there, black, and then you've got ivory and white in there. And again, you know, attention to detail, just as far as packaging is concerned when they come to you. Each section is all tidied into a nice little packet so that you're not going to get any spillages while it's in transit. And then all I've done is open these and just pop them into the relative compartments. But yeah, all what you see is included. So you get the little box with the dividers. And honestly, I love these.
Yeah,
I
really
love
brilliant.
pearls anyway. So just having them in all those different colours and different sizes is perfect.
And also great that they are organised and separated as well, because so often you have big pots of
just
mixed
a pot where
pearls
you've got
and
to
then you're
rummage through
trying to
them, yeah.
you know, mix through, trying to find the one you want in
Yeah.
the right size with these in ascending sizes, 5 different colours in the container for you as well. So you're not having to find somewhere to store these. They are limited stock though. In fact, we're down to the last 5% of the stock now,
gosh.
so please be quick for those. Sisal and moss. That's it. That's officially what it's called now. 70% of this has gone. Lots of you are multi-ordering on this at the moment. I know. I mean, it looks like a substantial container there. You think about when you get that into a bigger pot. Separate that out. You saw how far Carol's making that sisal go there on that last project. $8.99 or $13.49. The tricycle as well. We have still. How many do we have? There are 3 left. 3 left. The next 3 baskets that checks out, those will get that gorgeous tricycle. But you are going to have to be super, super quick for it. Yeah, I mean it works. I wouldn't ride it, but it definitely.
I'm glad.
It definitely works.
Gorgeous.
$10.99, $15.99 makes one of those for you. Right. Shall we? I was going somewhere, and that somewhere would have led to me going into Shana's office. So I am via Jenny's office as well, so we're not going to go there. Right, in the fence we're going to do it. Are we going straight into the next one? Okay, here we go. We're going to go straight into the next one then. In the fence, details there on the screen, $9.99 or $14.99 if you want to get that.
So again, exactly the same format. So you get that big piece of MDF. It was nearly as big as the glass mat, and you get all the pieces to pop out. So just to go through the different pieces for you, you've got your main one, which is the fence piece there. You can see the panels in the fence, and then you get the base again. So literally this is going to click into place at the back, and then we've got another piece that's going to come along the front to make your actual pop-up piece. So literally a piece that you can, you know, sort of, if you don't want this to be permanent, if you want to be able to take it apart, then don't glue that base in, all right? It will stand as it is, but if you're wanting to create it, for example, as a themed piece, so whether it be Easter or whatever else it is you're doing, and get it out each year, then just literally keep that base free so that you can take it and you can store it flat then.
Brilliant.
And then what I've done is, I said earlier that I was working with the ink pad, so this is our green topaz ink, and I've literally just taken the ink pad straight
Any of our ink
to the
pads,
MDF.
Jan?
Any of them. This was actually the opaque, But again, you could do this with the quick dry.
Because it almost looks a bit like a chalk paint on the opaque, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, because you've got that sort of chalky finish with it, and that's why I like, you know that they're my favourite out of all the Harmony ink pads. So again, I've done that on the base, I've got that bit ready. And then you also get a couple of pieces, and these are the ones that go in the front here. So you can see if I bring this back in again, I'll do this from the front. You're going to have this one at the back, which is the fence. Okay, and then you've actually got, oops, helps when you get it in the actual groove, there we go. You've got a second piece here, which just look at the precision on the actual cutting there, just to create the blades of grass there. Okay, and you can see how that's going to go in front of it. Are you all right over there?
Sorry, it's gone down the wrong arm.
Bless him. And then again, you've got a second piece, all right, which has got that. This bit here is going to be... I'm struggling to concentrate over here. He's doing a great job of choking over there. Are you all right?
The problem is as well, Jan can hear me choking in her ear. I'm all right. I'll try to die more quietly over here.
Just be quiet and stop making such a fuss. Just
I'm glad to know you're concerned, Jan. Thanks for the concern. I'm all right. Yeah, I am all right. I'll mark myself safe.
These things are selling out. We've not got time for you to have a choking episode over there. So again, this one's going to stick along the fence here. All right, and if I turn him round, I've done a little bit of work. He looks very odd at the minute, but I will explain why. All right, so you've got the grass there with this one, and then we've got the makings of the bunny. Now, he does look a bit odd, so I will explain what I've done here. Let me just pop those bits down again for a second, and then I'll reassemble it when we're ready. So what I've done is I wanted to use some of the paper here, but you've got separate elements, so there's no need to sort of cover the whole bit. But just look at these. We've got these gorgeous back feet here that are going to stick.
Craig created a card like this last year at Easter.
He did, didn't he? Using some of the die cuts, yeah. And then you've got his gorgeous little fluffy tail. So I've just popped a bit of gesso on here because I want the white, and then I'm going to bring in my Cosmic Shimmer fluffy stuff. And this stuff's great. If you haven't seen it before, I don't know, you check and see if we've got it on the website,
we'll have a little look, Jan.
But basically, all we're going to do is pop it on the top.
It's out of stock, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, it's out of stock. We'll have to see if we can get this back in.
As with anything out of stock over on the website, pop your email address into the bar underneath, the box underneath, and we'll email you when it comes back into stock.
But I know a lot of you guys bought this when we brought it to you last year. I know a lot of you invested in it. So it's good to show you the different ways you can use it. I know on the nativity scene, I did it on the little sheep when we brought the Dreamees nativity scene to you. I did it on the sheep to make those fluffy. And again...
There are too many sheets and sheeps in there for my liking. I'm glad you said that, not me.
Around there, isn't it? Yeah. And then all you need to do with the heat tool is apply some heat to it, and it all fluffs up. It all bubbles and fluffs up. So I'm just going to move the other bits out of the way and just gently apply some heat on there. And what happens is it starts to bubble. It starts to look a little bit sort of molten, but you get this amazing sort of texture on it. So you can just see it starting to go there. So I'm just keeping it moving rather than concentrating on one area because I don't want to burn any of it. I can just see it going now at this side here. So you'll see it go from that sort of creamy texture.
Can you add colour to this, Jan?
You could.
With something like an ink, would it have to be a water-based ink?
Yes, as long as you didn't add too much and dilute it too much.
Right, okay. Because you're going to dilute the effect, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you might not get the same effect with the bubbles on it like it is doing here. But can you see how it's sort of
fluffed up? Do you know what it looks like? It looks like meringue. It looks like you're...
They look like marshmallow.
Using a blowtorch to sort of, charm top of meringue, which is fantastic.
But that's all I'm going to do to it, just to give it that texture. And again, I'm just going to wait for it to cool down a second, and I'll bring it closer to the camera for you. There we go, it's not too bad. But just have a look at that texture on there now. It really does look fluffy. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Really cool.
Other alternative, you could use pom-poms on there. You could use a little bit of cotton wool on there.
That's cool.
Anything to make that sort of, that detail.
We had a pom-pom maker on the Softside live show yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Could use that. And what colour would his pom-pom tail be? White, I guess.
Well, could be. Doesn't have to be, does it?
Tail.
Little pink fluffy tail. It might be dirty. It might have a little grey fluffy tail. We'll stop right there. So again, I'm just going to leave this over the top, and I'm just using that PVA tacky glue again, and just hold that one in place for a second. I'm going to do the same. These big back paws are gorgeous. Can't make me mind it whether he's trying to burrow under the fence to get inside, or whether he's trying to burrow under the fence to escape.
I think he's escaping.
So it depends whether he's a little cheeky bunny or whether he's actually trying to get back in. He's maybe been on an adventure already and he's going back in under the fence. Okay.
It doesn't feel like I thought it was going to feel, you know, when the fluffy stuff. Could you paint over it after you've done the effect, Jan?
I don't know how well. I don't think it would receive a watercolour product on top of it, because again, you've not got that porous surface.
Because it's got a bit of balance to it still, hasn't it?
Yes,
it's a very odd feel.
Yeah. So again, I'm just going to pop that one on the top. And you can see now it looks a little bit more like Bunny's bottom burrowing under the fence rather than just that strange blue piece of paper on there. And then I've used some paper again from my stash this time. I remembered having this in my stash, and again it's got that sort of wood grain effect on the back of it there. So again, I've literally, this was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I've just put this face down, drawn around it, and it's a nice easy shape to cut out there. You can see, and again I've just avoided the tab at the bottom that's going to go into that little groove on the base. If you add too much, and I mean even a layer of paper might just make it too thick to fit in here properly, so just be aware of those glue tabs. And again, because that's quite a large area, I'm going to go on with my collal and straight onto the MDF again. Again, avoid that tab for the time being, all the way around. And just that will actually stick it nicely, and it won't get any wrinkles in the paper there. And what I tend to do when I've got that on, again, just be careful if you are sensitive to the glues, but my fingers have gone beyond sensitive days now, is I like to take the glue right to the very edge, because you don't want that paper lifting once you've popped it on there. So I like to just rub that glue right over the edge there, to make sure that we're going to get a good contact and none of the corners are going to lift or anything like that. So again, once we've got that on there, I'm going to literally pop this back over the top.
Apparently Claire says most bunnies are cheeky. Mine is very cheeky. Apparently Carol knows this. Claire Wilkinson this is. Also, haven't Hayley and Jimmy, have they still got loads of bunnies, Carol? They've got two. I didn't realise how good a lip reader I was until we started working out. How many have they got? Sorry, Carol?
They've got two.
Oh, amazing. Because I remember they used to have like a big bunny run or something, do I remember? They still got that?
They're house bunnies.
Oh,
house bunnies?
Yeah.
Same as Claire's is. Claire comes to our shop, you see.
Yeah.
Ah, what, the bunny comes? What's the bunny called, do you know?
Jasper.
Jasper the bunny, I like that.
Jasper. Oh,
Yeah, and he comes in the shop, yeah.
Like Jasper Carrot.
Yeah.
I love that. Thanks, Carol. Thanks for the update.
Oh, bless. And then we've got extra pieces now to build that dimension. So the cross piece here, again, just the plain MDF. I've used some of that lovely polka dot paper from the denim collection again. So again, I'm just going to pop that one on. Little bit of the acrylic glue. So again, this is the tacky glue there, because I'm going onto the paper now, and that one's just going to sit nicely over that piece that's already there, just to give some dimension. And again, it does dry relatively quickly, so I'm not too fussed about how long it's going to take. And then also in there you get this gorgeous sort of bunting element as well, which all started out as the plain MDF. And again, I've used some of those products there, just little scraps of the paper. And then you also get the lettering. I love the font on this one, it's really fun. You've got a hoppy Easter, so you can use whichever elements that you wish out of there. And again, I've just coloured that with the copper tones from those metallic paint markers.
They're so versatile, those paint markers, aren't they?
Honestly, they go on all sorts of things. And then what I wanted to do was bring in my acrylic markers, which I've popped just to one side there. And I want the blue one out of here. And I'm literally, just going to colour the other pieces. Now you do get extra pieces of the bunting. So for the large one, I've actually doubled it up. So you can just see the depth of it there. You also get the pieces to build up this one if you wish, but I'm actually going to leave these flatter, so again you've got that dimension. But I want to just add a little bit of colour to bring in those blues with my blue acrylic marker pen. So again, straight onto the actual MDF. And again, nice creamy paint there, just to bring in a slightly different element. And again, you know, you're sort of we're into that mixed media range really, because we've got so many different mediums going on. The fact that we started with the MDF, the minute you add paper to your MDF, you're actually mixing those mediums. So again, I'm just going to come across the top of that middle one, and then we're going to pop the other letters to spell the word Easter on there. I'm just saying, deep in conversation with Johnny about what on earth we're going to do for the last half an hour of the show, because yeah, I've got big news to tell you at the end of this demonstration, Jan. Well, I've not got any more demos, so we're into singing and dancing. Singing and dancing after this, I think. I wonder if, I bet Carol's got a few party tricks. Shall I slow down a bit? She's chuckling away down there. We could name that tune if we had the bell, couldn't we? We could do the bell and name that tune. Copyright though, we'd have to think of it. We could play the set. No, let's not do that again. No, actually, let's not do that. What can we do? Suggestions, actually. Let me know in the comments. What should we do for the last half an hour of the show when everything's sold out? Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafts Companion over on YouTube. Lots of different suggestions coming in for products, which I'll pop to Carol when we speak to her next. Loads of ideas from our viewers, Jan. That's good. That's good. It's like, if that's what they're wanting out there, then it's our job to try and provide those, isn't it? Absolutely it is. So again, I'm just going over that second time just to bring that colour out a little bit, because the first one does sort of not soak into the MDF, but it's obviously with having the brown underneath it, it does change the colour slightly. So by letting it dry and adding a second coat, we're bringing up that more true colour there. Okay, and then just that last one there. And then, as I say, we're going to get going with those letters to spell the word Easter. Now, it's up to you how much of the lettering you use. As I say, I've always got sort of my eyes on what else can I use this for? You know, can I incorporate it into any cards? If you're making something as a gift, it would be gorgeous to make like a matching card to go with it, using some of those elements if you've got the spare ones. So that's that. And then I'm just going to press out of here the other letters. So I tend to use the back of my tweezers, just gently press on the letters and break those little tabs that are holding it in. So we've got the A, we've got the T there as well. Wants to come that way. There we go. And then we've got the R. And I say I love the font on this one. It's a nice sort of fun font. So again, just be gentle, because they are nice sort of fine fonts there. I don't want to damage it. Can we use this without the bunny if we wanted to for something, Jan? Can you what, sorry? Can we put this together without the bunny? You could leave this layer out. Obviously, he's part of that middle layer here. But if you didn't want to use it, you could just have the grass layer at the front, by all means, yeah? I'm thinking it could be a new home. It could, yeah. Piece of home decor if you wanted it to be then, if you left the bunny out. So again, I think there's loads you could do with that. Just want to get that one out without breaking the letter there. Come along, there we go, look. That's it, we've got that R out there. So pop those to one side. And then again, I'm just going to stick with that tacky glue. So the majority of the time I've stayed with the tacky glue. I brought the solvent glue out when I added the paper to the actual MDF. But for adding the embellishments, I would go with either the tacky or the hot glue for just adding the embellishments on there. And the beauty of the tacky glue is that it does dry clear. So I have got a little bit squidged out of that last letter that I've done there. but it will dry clear. So again, using the tweezers just to get the positioning in place with those. So ST.
Stephanie wants to know which black ink gives the best coverage without looking blotchy in one pass. I don't know if this is about MDF or not. Stephanie, are you talking about with MDF or just general day-to-day stuff? Do let me know. We will do our best. Rhonda wants to know if we're going to show craft along pics. I don't see why not, Rhonda. If you've sent yours in, we'll show them, absolutely. Lots of different ideas for products coming in. Lots of love as well for your demonstrations from Patricia, Lynn, Mary, all of them talking about how amazing they are. On MDF, anything to stamp directly onto MDF, I think Stephanie's talking about.
To stamp an image straight onto MDF. Again, that's not something I've actually done. I tend to do the greetings separately. If I was going to go straight onto MDF, I would think any of our black would work, but you would probably need to do it more than once because, again, it's slightly porous, the MDF, so it tends to soak things in. So if you were actually working like that, it might be, I'm just trying to think whether you'd be able to get it to work. I think it would be too big to fit in the magnetic platform, wouldn't it? So, I'm not sure I would personally, I don't know about Carol on this one, but I'm not sure I would stamp directly onto the MDF purely for that reason, because you'd struggle to build up the layering by over stamping, because you wouldn't be able to fit such as the MDF in the stamping platforms. And I think just one layer of black, as I say, the MDF's slightly porous, so it's going to soak up the ink a little bit, and that's why I tend to work with layers of product rather than just that one layer. I don't know whether Carol's got any tips for that. Have you stamped straight onto the MDF, Carol?
MDF with like ink. If I do that, I tend to emboss.
Okay.
So, you know,
heat emboss it.
Yes, and your heat embossing.
That's a good idea, because that would actually seal the top of it then, wouldn't it? Yeah. So even with a black, I suppose you could stamp in black and put a clear embossing powder over it, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way around it.
Great tip.
Yeah. Right, so let's have a look then. We've got lots of those components ready, so we're actually going to start and build this one together then. So again, I'm going to go with that little bit of glue along the tab here, just across the back there. And that one's going to go in the back, back of here, like so.
You could do it as well, change it, maybe put your own die cut sentiment on there.
Yes.
It could be Some Bunny Loves You if you wanted to change it around and use some of your other alphabets. For Easter, you could do a Valentine's one.
Yes, you could. As I say, there are so many different ways. I've literally put them together pretty much as the kits have been designed. But yeah, there are so many different ways that you could work with them. So many different colour schemes that you could go with. You know, it really is a case of playing with them and having a little bit of fun. And if you're ordering more than one, then you could afford to experiment with different looks rather than just having the one piece and just doing the one way with it. So this one is going to go on the back here. So I'm just going to line this one up with the back of the fence and sit this one on the inside there. So again, I've just used that tacky glue.
Fabulous.
There we go, look. And then the grass piece is going to go along the front. So again, this bit's going to drop inside that little groove there. So a little bit of glue on the front there. And then this one's going to go, let me just turn it around a wee bit so that you can see there. This bit's going to go in here. So you're getting that dimension now because we've got the layers going in there. And again, I'm not too worried about the glue here because it does dry clear. So just take my thumb across there to remove the excess. Can you see how it's starting to build up there? Absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to go with the bunting at an angle. So I'm just going to lay it down a little bit now so that I can work on it here. So I'm going to go with this one across here. So we're going to need a little bit on there, there.
Just getting all the I's dotted and the T's crossed for what we've actually got left, Jan. Plot twist, not much, it turns out.
It always does this, doesn't it?
It really, really does.
I think, again, it's testimony to those products. So we've got the Easter on there. If you wanted to, you could pop out the rest of the lettering. You could have the hoppy across the top of here. And again, we're going to pop all that. I just want to make sure it's actually stuck before I stand it up again. But again, you know, you can bring in, I'm not going to finish that off there, but you can bring in all those elements again. You've got the little bits of moss across the front here, maybe some of the sisal in there, and then again, you know, die cut flowers. I've done a different shape on that one, so you can actually pop some of these on the fence, you know, so that you've got a few little flowers on there, some of them in the background, however you want to do them. In fact, we'll just pop a few of those on while it's laid down. I've got some of the bigger ones on there just to pop them, just again to add a little bit of detail. These are just die cut with a flower die out of my stash.
Just to give you an idea of what's on the way tomorrow, Colour Me Happy, midday, 7 a.m. If you're on the East Coast. Debbie Robinson will be here with Ben. That'll be loads and loads of fun. 3 p.m, of course, is going to be a masterclass with the scoreboard from the Ultimate Pros. Is that with Debbie and Ben again? That's 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast. And then Ben and Craig, US warehouse clearance, 7 p.m, 2 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. West Coast. Is there anything, no, 11 a.m. West Coast, sorry. Is there anything UK going out, Johnny? No, just going to be US warehouse clearance on that Sunday evening. Brilliant. Okay, there you go. That's what's coming up with you tomorrow here on Crafters TV. Just to let you know as well, I will be back with you. Ben is here with you Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be here 7 p.m. Wednesday night for Creative Cravings with Andrew, 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast. And then I'm just with you for a few days. I'm going to take, we're back to being on funny shifts again. We're all over the place at the moment, Johnny, you know. None of us have worked our set days for how long, I can't remember. But I'll be with you Wednesday night, and then I'll be here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Can't do Sunday. Me and Charlotte are off to Malta, you see. Not sure I've mentioned it.
I've not heard you mention it,
Have
Joe.
you not?
No.
Oh. Well, I didn't say that Charlotte could come. She found out what flight I was on and what hotel I was staying in. She's booked it and she's just going to follow me along, apparently.
Do you know, he is a fibber.
I'm going to have to get a restraining order on her at this rate.
He is a fibber, honestly. Again,
I love her, really.
Those little strands. Turn it on, Jan.
Turn it
it's
on, Jan.
already on. It's on, honestly.
It's a bit loud tonight.
I've just stamped a sentiment from my own stash there just to pop in there. And again, if we pop it this way, don't forget, as I say, you've got that lovely sisal and the moss, again, probably over the bottom there, just to finish it off. And again, probably some pearls across the top of the fence there as well, just because you can. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous to work with. And
really,
thank you,
cool.
Carol and Hayley, for allowing me to play with them. They are brilliant, yeah?
Yeah, they are absolutely fantastic, aren't they? So the fence is this one here then, in the fence. 3/4 now of that has gone. It's a really big substantial kit for the money, that one. I'm going to have a look at Carol's sample of that in just a second. Before I do that, I need to let you know the tricycle has sold out and gone. Congratulations if you got your hands on it. The wreath, has that gone the same way, Johnny, as well?
Oh,
the
my
wreath
days.
has sold out and gone.
Oh.
Congratulations if you got your hands on those. These technically sold out and gone, but in both colours, Johnny. In both colours. Technical sellout on these means that they are fully allocated, over allocated in fact. If they're in your baskets, you need to check them out in the next couple of minutes or you will miss out on them. So please be quick for those just there. We're going to go back over to Carol. Carol's got another one of the bunnies there, I believe.
Yes,
there is.
got this one.
Love that. What's that got on its tail?
That's cotton wool.
Yeah,
Cotton wool.
yeah, just makes a brilliant cottontail there, doesn't it? Yeah,
beautiful flowers on that one
gorgeous.
again.
Yeah, so that's using the denim paper pad and the apricot one as well.
Amazing. Right, we've got a few requests coming in still for you, Carol.
Okay, I'm writing them down.
You're writing them down?
Yes.
Patty would love a coffee collection. I don't know what they have in it.
A coffee?
Coffee collection. Would it have like a coffee cup, maybe a little, French press?
Yes.
The little
yes.
coffee beans
Little
as,
coffee
as
beans.
accessories, yeah.
Like a tea party themed collection.
Yeah, Hayley and Jimmy are watching as well, by the way.
Are
So
they?
might be
Hello,
right for
Hayley.
this
Hello,
now.
Jimmy.
Personal requests coming in, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy's there like this. Oh, gosh, here we go. How about a cuckoo clock?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
We'd like a
that would be
cuckoo
nice.
clock, please.
That would look fab, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Patty says that was Patty and Mary. Patty also said, when you bring Christmas back in summer, you know, we do Christmas sort of June time,
Yep.
could we please have the gnomes and the gingerbreads back again next year? 'Cause
yeah,
they
yes.
love them. I
they
missed out on them.
flew out, didn't they? Yeah.
They did indeed.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Awesome. Right, I think that's it. Carol, I'm going to say goodbye there because I mean we've pretty much sold out of everything anyway.
I know.
It's been a pleasure to have you back with us on the show here. I hope we get to see you again soon.
Yes, thank you for having me, and thank you, Jan, as well, for demonstrating our products.
You are
it's always
welcome.
nice. It's always nice to see what you do with them.
You're welcome. It's a privilege, Carol. Honestly, I love it. I
Oh.
love working with the MDF.
Fantastic.
Oh, bless you.
Right,
Thank
Carol,
you.
enjoy it. What's the rest of the weekend looking like? What's happening tonight? A couple of glasses of vino? You going out clubbing this evening?
I don't drink, Joe. Only tea and coffee.
No? Okay. I thought you were going to be out raving, Carol. I really did. Anyway,
No,
Carol,
no.
enjoy the rest of your weekend. Always super
And
fun
you.
to work with you. Take care. See you later. Oh, I do love Carol. She's always such fun.
She is.
Samantha says it's a very cute bunny bottom. Oh, I thought Samantha had put that's a very cute bottom. And I was
very
like, oh,
cute bunny
bit familiar.
bottom, yes.
Cheryl says, so adorable. Teresa's I love that. Lena says, what a cute decoration. Panda Crafts loves it as well. Wow, fantastic as well. Right, what else have we got? We've still got the sisal and the moss left,
The
Johnny.
the sisal.
Still got the sisal and the moss. 3/4 of that has gone. How about the papers? We've got papers left. Brilliant. We've got sisal, we've got papers in stock, which is lovely. Sisal. Right, shall we do demo of the show, Janny?
Right, demo of the show. Right, I'm just trying to work out. It's been that sort of hectic there. We started off with the wheelbarrow, didn't we? All right. So that was number 1. All right, with the little
Brilliant.
working wheelbarrow there. And we just added a few of the flowers in the top. As I say, I would add a few more just to cover the workings underneath. So that's number 1. Number 2 was the wreath. So again, we've got that lovely Home Sweet Home wreath there with the little bird house hanging in the middle there. So that's number 2. Number 3 I'm keeping.
Oh, Jan, you've got to put it in. It's the rules.
It's got all
It's
our
the
names
law.
on it. It's got. I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to,
make the rules,
I'm
Jan.
just going to have to leave it like this, aren't
Okay.
I? Without the names on the bottom,
Yeah.
if that's the case. So
I'm
yeah.
sure it won't win. I'm sure the
Yeah.
kind people at home will not vote it through. Usually when anyone asks people not to vote for something, you know what happens, don't you?
I know. Well, if I just pop it in like that, because you don't want all our family names on it, so we'll pop it on that way with our family. So for
Amazing.
the plaque. And then last of all, I've just added the pearls across the top of the fence there, but we've got that lovely in the fence with the little bunny bottom there. Okay.
Brilliant. When anyone says plaque, I always think like plaque on your teeth for some reason. That's all I can think about. I feel like we need a new name. We either need to call this the dirty stuff on your teeth something else, or we need to call those something else. Because it can't have a really lovely, like embellished
wall
plaque.
plaque. A
And
wall
also,
plaque.
like bacteria on your
There's
teeth be
only
called
you
the same
there's
thing.
only your mind would have gone there, Joe.
Terrible language we speak, isn't it? Get your votes in Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. Whilst you do that, here's all the details of US delivery.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Right, creation of the show is this one just here, as you can see, which is beautiful. So then we need to decide which you'd like to go for. So this was number 1 from Playcrafts Right. Then we had number 2 from Craft Along, and this was this folded flat. It's very, very clever, which we did there. And then number 3, 1, 2, or 3. You've got a few minutes to get those votes in. So whilst you do that, I'm going to share some of these papers with you again. Let me start from the top, which is this side over here. So this first one, this is apricot, abundance of apricot. There we go. Again, some of you got a little bit of an oriental feel to it as well, especially this particular design just here. Beautiful, beautiful florals in there. Really nice big bold florals. All really kind of nice blush pink and peaches, which is wonderful. Next up, we've got the Denim Delights here, which is wonderful. You can see they're lovely. Again, very, very bold, which is fantastic. I'm absolutely loving that particular one. So then we've got as well, we've got the Pure Bliss. Pure Bliss. It reminds me of something. I can't think what it is, the name. But again, quite abstract, this one, which is beautiful. Faux inky backgrounds, nice abstract florals within there. I'm thinking sort of wedding stationery is going to look gorgeous done using this. Love the hearts on the back of there. And again, you've got the lace detail. Wonderful that you get lots and lots of sheets of each of these, so it doesn't make choosing quite so difficult. You're not, avoiding using them. 120 GSM as well, so they are lighter weight. So they are great for decorating things like MDF. Wonderful when you want to add lots of mats and layers, but you don't want to add bulk or weight. These will be perfect for you doing that, which is wonderful. $8.99 or $13.49 if you want to get your hands on those ones. Right, Sissel and Moss is this one just here. Three quarters of the stock of this has gone. It's 30 grams you get in here. It's coming out, okay. But brilliant. Let me share it with you in the tricycle. This one here, yeah, you can see you've got it in there. I think it's the Moss you've got in there. The other one that's got it in is, of course, the Wheelbarrow, which is sold out. Both of these have now sold out, obviously, but it gives you an idea of what you can do with that. Really full. It's almost got like a bit of a sort of It's like something they use in flower arrangements, isn't it?
Forestry,
Yeah.
It is beautiful. As I say, it just makes a realistic addition to what you're doing with them.
Is it actual moss, or is it like some sort of paper faux moss? I don't know.
I don't know whether it's synthetic
it feels
or
very
whether
real,
it's real. It smells as real as well. It's got a lovely smell to it.
does.
Yeah.
Demo of the day is number 3, Jan. Number 3.
So that's the fence, wasn't it? Yeah.
The fence, yes, absolutely. No one's been sat on the fence tonight, though, have they? Everyone's been off the fence and getting their orders chucked out. So that is the demo. Chucked out? No, you don't chuck the orders out. Checked out is what you're trying to say there, Joe. So yes, we have had an extremely busy show. There it is, and then that is the card of the day that will go up on to the Cabinet of Creativity, which is brilliant. Right, Val sent us in a picture of her craft-along. We only have the one, unfortunately. Let's have a look at that. We're trying to find one. We'll have a look at Val's then whilst we're waiting.
There we
Brilliant.
go.
There we
Look,
go.
fantastic. Yeah, so done in those
awesome.
colour scheme. Got the stamping done there. That looks gorgeous, Val. I'm glad you enjoyed it there. Fantastic.
Brilliant. Yeah, so many. And don't forget, if you want to go back, you can go back and watch that craft-along at any time you like, which is wonderful. Right, Jan, when are you back with us?
I'm back on Tuesday. I have a masterclass at 3 o'clock on Tuesday with that gorgeous Nature's Garden farmhouse collection. So I'm in the process of trying to come up with some different ideas for you with that one. And then we have launch party at 7 p.m. here in the UK. We've got some of those new nesting dies. We've got the gorgeous hanging ornaments. And then I think there's a new one yet to be launched at the end of this week that will appear on launch party as well. So new item.
Brilliant. Look forward to seeing you then, Jan. Don't forget what's coming up tomorrow. Colour Me Happy midday here in the UK, 7 a.m. if you are across on the East Coast. Sparkle pens all the way tomorrow. Masterclass at 3 p.m. On the Scoreboard and the Pro. Both of those shows with Debbie and Ben. So that'll be 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast. And then tomorrow night, that warehouse clearance. Well, tomorrow afternoon, if you are in the US, 2 p.m. East Coast, 11 a.m. West Coast. Don't forget, we have 50% off all individual stamps, excluding stamps and dies, over on the website. All of the individuals are available there with that brilliant saving, which is fantastic. We are just going to share Rhonda's picture with you before we leave you.
There we go. Look, fantastic. Got the little ballerinas on there. I love the swans.
Yeah,
they're
really,
going to come
really
in
cute.
nice for one or two different occasions, I think. Fantastic. Well done, Rhonda.
Really, really cool. Love that. Want to share with you the paint markers that we've got on the show today as well. Very busy. Jan's demoed these lots throughout the day today. A brilliant deal.
That is
Gets you
amazing.
all 3 of the metallic ones there. And it gets you all 4 of the regulars, which is fantastic. It's $39.95, $49.97. You love these, don't you, Jan? What's so special about these?
I just think they're so easy to use. You know, you sort of, I mean, I've got lots of different paints at home, but you've got to get the paint pots out, you've got to get the water pot out, you've got to get the brushes out, you've got to clean the brushes when you've done. Having them in a pen format like that just makes it so simple, and they will go on so many different surfaces. So not just for your card making. You've seen us using it on the MDF. They will go straight onto glass and things like that, onto ceramic tiles, onto the acetate and things like that. So many different ways. You know, I've seen them used where people have drawn on the acetate and then coiled it inside some kind of glass, either jar or something like that, and then pop the little lights inside as well. Make really nice gifts with them, things like that. Obviously, if you're adding them to things like ceramics and glass and fabrics, they're not sort of dishwasher and wash safe. They are a decorative element. You would need to look at some kind of fixing agent if you were wanting to sort of wash those items as well. So just a little a note on them there. And then those metallic paint markers, again, 3 different size nibs in there. You've got that lovely chisel nib, you've got the bullet nib, and then you've got the fine nib, which is brilliant if you enjoy doing sort of decorative writing and things like that. Again, just flows freely without having to mess up the brushes and have to worry about cleaning them all afterwards. Just think it's so much easier when they're in a pen format to use them and to store them. Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Jan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're
Great
welcome.
to spend the day with you today. Big thanks to Charlotte and Johnny next door in the gallery, Jake at the back. I will be back with you 7 p.m. on Wednesday evening. Ben is here with you until then. I'll see you Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you come here, but come back here tomorrow for another full day of Crafters TV. Good night. Take care.